Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming on the last meeting of 2020. So happy to say that.
All right, now I'm ready.
Please join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the
United States of America,
and
to the republic
for
which it stands, one nation,
God,
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
And on to the four-way test of the things
The
we
things we
think,
say or do.
Is it
the truth?
Is it fair to
all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and
better
better
friendships?
Will it be beneficial
Beneficial
to all concerned?
Excellent, thank you. Loretta Conway is going to do the thought for the day today.
I know the thought for the day should be really short and sweet, but this really happened last week, right before Christmas, and it's so inspiring. I have to share it with you. We saw this article in a national magazine about a pickleball philanthropist in Washington State that was giving all kinds of money away. So we wrote to him, we told him about our community project here. And I just wanted to share the story, the little bit of his letter that came with a $10,000 check. He didn't know us from Adam. Because what it shows is when somebody helps someone, you never know how many people in the future it's going to make a difference for. He says, I want to thank you for the work you're doing to make a difference in people's lives. Sometimes a helping hand makes a positive difference. I will never forget the support I received from 3 local businessmen when I moved to Mount Vernon, Washington in October of 1971. I was 20 years old, married with 2 children. I had no job, no income, no family support. However, I wanted to start a carpet cleaning business, and an equipment salesman fronted me $700 for used cleaning equipment. A realtor allowed me to move into a rental for $23. And when my car broke down, another businessman loaned me a car that I used for months. It's a reflection of their generosity and the kindness of other people throughout my life that I make this contribution to you. And I just want you to know that I want your organization to act with integrity and transparency, even when it's uncomfortable. I feel these 2 values help me earn this money, and I hope those values transfer with my donation. I want you to be responsible in the way that you help people. And by responsible, I mean to give it when it's needed in a way that is sustainable. Isn't that wonderful?
Wow.
So I just think that's a very inspiring, thought to have as Rotarians. We help a lot of people. We know what we do maybe immediately, but we don't know what the long range effects are going to be. This man became the largest carpet cleaning and restoration company in the whole state of Washington because somebody helped him out. Isn't that awesome?
That's so cool, Loretta. Congratulations on reaching out to him and getting such a great response. On to greeters and guests. Do we have greeters and do we have any guests today or visiting Rotarians? Steve Jensen, I don't think you have to introduce yourself anymore. I think you're legit. We will make it official.
All right.
This might surprise you, but I didn't get any complaints about you joining. And if Holly did, she didn't tell us, so.
It's all that money I had to splash around for the Christmas holidays.
Your bribes worked.
Yes.
No guests. How about any announcements? I didn't get any emails on any. Does anybody have anything that they need to share? All right.
Well, it looks like Larry Winogle's got something.
Oh.
So happy to announce that the bumper pool table at the Winogle's house is now fully functional. It's been in the family since 1958. I'm 4-0 so far today in challenges, but it's a great way if people are, house sick of quarantine to just let off some steam, and it's free. Just come on by anytime. Be happy to have a game with you, or you can bring a friend and do it by yourself. Okay.
Larry, my dad used to say that if you're good at pool, it's signs of an ill-spent youth.
Tara says shirts, pick up your shirts. Tara, if you want to send me a list of those people that have ignored this request for the last 3 months, I will call them out specifically in the write-up this week. Ange says Rex is good at pool. And if we don't have any other announcements, oh, I will make a quick announcement. Jeff Sawyer just reached out to me that the thank-you-ary cards are printed up. So they will be at Carol's shop tomorrow. As a reminder, or for people that weren't here, January is Rotary's thank-you-ary. We are encouraging Rotarians to write a thank you letter a day to different community members, or really to anybody that you want. And we have printed up and stamped Rotary cards for everyone to send out. And they will be available for pickup at Carol's office. And we're going to also have them available for purchase if anybody that is not a Rotarian would like to participate, which will also be down at Elevated Olive. And Carol will sell those for us. Eric and Isabella Rabisa, thank you. They made a beautiful display box for the cards, and the Chambers agreed to let us send this out in their Monday write-up. So it's year one of a new idea, but if nothing else, we're just going to get a lot of Rotary love out into the community and figure out how to do it better each time we try this. Thanks to a couple of people who weighed in with the really good idea that rather than only having a pack of 31 available, we'll also make some smaller packs. So if you're overwhelmed by the idea of writing a thank you note every single day, you can pick up a smaller pack, or you can write your own, or you can send an email, or you can put it on social media or give a phone call. Just give thanks in the next month. That's all we're asking. And with no more announcements, we are moving on to our classification talk today from Marje Tracy. Thank you for putting it all together and agreeing to go today.
I'm trying to share.
Okay, I'll let you know when it works.
Well, I don't understand why it's not working now. It worked fine when you and I tested it.
Ta-da!
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Does that mean I should start right now?
It does. Go right ahead.
Okay. So I was born in Manhattan. I lived in Westchester County, New York, and then we moved to Stamford, Connecticut, where I grew up. My parents ran a country club there, so I started playing golf when I was 10. Sorry. I was always singing and dancing from kindergarten through high school and college. I went to the University of Connecticut, and I graduated from the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York City. My intention was to become a Broadway star, but unfortunately, I got married way too young instead, which put a crimp into my theatrical endeavors. Between the births of my daughters, I did some great roles at the Darien Dinner Theater, which was an Actors Equity House, 25 minutes from my home and about 35 minutes out of Manhattan. So we used to get a lot of actors that would come out from the city, all Broadway stars. I did several shows there. The one you're looking at is Ellie in Showboat, which was the March champion role in the movie. I was the singing, dancing lead, and Frank was my partner there. I also was Petra in A Little Night Music. And then that was me. I was quite young, as you see, and I was Annie and Annie Get Your Gun there. After a few years of performing, I came to an important decision that the girls and I would be happier if it was just the four of us. So that was the end of my professional acting career and my marriage. The girls at that time were 2, 4, and 7, so I had to go out and make a serious living to support my family. In 1987, I became a real estate agent in Fairfield County, Connecticut. If you don't know where that is, it's just outside of Manhattan, about an hour out of Manhattan, out of New York City. I understood that I would be solely responsible for my girls' higher education. So thankfully, due to a very successful real estate career, I was able to put all 3 girls through college, and I married them off in style. In 2003, if you can even read this plaque, I was awarded the Yvette McDonald Award for the Associate of the Year by the Greater Fairfield Board of Realtors. My youngest daughter, Brooke, became a child actress and made several movies and commercials when she was between the ages of 5 and 8. At 8, she quit the business. I just have to turn the page. My first daughter was Sloan, is a middle school English teacher in West Hartford, Connecticut, and she has 2 children. My middle daughter is Nicole. She's the copy director for a luxury real estate firm based out of Beverly Hills. And she lives here with her husband, Mike, and her 2 children. My youngest daughter is Brooke, and she's a high school guidance counselor in Madison, New Jersey, and she lives in Basking Ridge with her husband, Bobby, and her 3 children. In 1994, I joined the Fairfield Rotary Club, and I served as the president during the centennial year, which was 2004 to 5. It was really an exciting and fun and crazy year. The celebration was in Chicago. I was awarded 2 Paul Harris Fellows from my club. And we also got the Pettingill Award for the years 2005 and 6 when I was president for the Outstanding Club Award. We really did a lot of stuff that year. While working as a realtor, I also started directing high school musicals, which I loved. In the year 2000, I had a great idea. I tried to find a way to put the inner city kids mostly from Bridgeport and Stratford, Connecticut, with the suburban teens in a program that I began with the Fairfield Rotary Club. It took me until we had a woman president to finally get this project going, but we got it done. And we named this program the Fairfield Follies. During Follies, the high school students had an opportunity to learn about each other while working together to put on a 3-hour musical. The Rotary Club produced this massive production every year with about 75 students in each show. We needed to raise $50,000 every year to support the production and to give out scholarship to deserving students from the productions. The club members, the Rotary Club members, drove the students to and from rehearsals from Bridgeport. Otherwise, they would never have been able to attend. There was no way they could get to rehearsals. Also, in the year 2000, I met a really wonderful man at my office who was a contractor. And we had 10 fun, great years together. And about 10 years ago, he was 49 years old. He had a massive coronary and died at our home suddenly. So I don't know if you can see because everybody's pictures are there, but this is in Chicago when we went to the centennial celebration. It was so much fun. So I threw myself into my real estate business, and about 3 years later, I began having fun again. Life started. This is my good friend, Nan, and we went on an amazing cruise to Alaska. And then about 4 years ago, we took another cruise around Italy and Spain. So during the first year of Follies, I directed a Jamaican boy who was in the show from Bridgeport. I saw something special in him. He was having a difficult home situation. So actually he was sleeping in the basement of his apartment building. So I asked him if he would like to come live with me and finish his education at my daughter's high school. So we spent his senior year at our school, where I was able to help him with his math and English skills. He had never thought about going to college, but I took him on college tours. I went all through Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, and he will soon have his doctorate in college administration. He is now married with a little boy, and he just had a baby girl. And he and his wife work at Towson University in Maryland. Basically, I've learned that if you give kids the opportunity, they will work hard and they will succeed. And in this picture, just so you know, is my family. those are my 3 daughters and myself at the wedding. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but that's my whole family down there, missing one daughter. She was a baby, and so she didn't come to the wedding. Many of my Folly students are professional performers now. It's just really thrilling and exciting. And this is Juwan Crawley. In the one picture, he's in high school singing. And then Juwan, until COVID hit, was the understudy for the genie on Broadway in Aladdin. He was 23 when he got this role. So I took Brooke and her kids and MA to see the show a few months before moving out here. And this is on the stage of the Broadway show. He took us all over. It was really fun for the kids. So who is MA? See, MA is in that picture? Well, we had a speaker visit our Rotary meeting from the Connecticut Institute for Refugees and Immigrants. And after watching her presentation, I decided to volunteer for this organization. They help immigrants and refugees get settled in the United States. I became a mentor to a Rwandan family who lived in a refugee camp for 20 years. All of these kids, except for one who's a cousin, were born in the refugee camp and grew up there. When they came to the country, they did not speak one word of English. It was the best and most rewarding experience of my life. They are just wonderful people, and they're very family oriented. I was there at the birth of this beautiful little girl. I stayed with them all night. I wanted to make sure, because the parents didn't speak any English, but the kids by this point were all speaking English. If you'd like to learn more about this experience, I'm happy to talk to you about it. The oldest 2 boys, MA and his brother Emmanuel, came to live with me for about a year. I thought it would be good to get them into a blue ribbon high school and to immerse them in English, because when they're home, they're not speaking English. I also got them cable at their house and other things to help them with their English. They would spend the weekends with their parents and the whole week with me. The family moved to a town outside of Nashville about 2 years ago. I actually visited them when I moved out here. I drove down to Smyrna first and then here. I miss them so much, and we remain very, very close. So my daughter and her family moved here to Steamboat over 3 years ago. 6 months after they moved here, Children's Hospital of Denver discovered that my grandson, Zach, that you see with my daughter here, was 4 at the time, had a 2-centimeter cancerous Wilms tumor on his right kidney. The tumor was caught early, thankfully, and it was very small. They operated and removed 40% of his kidney, saving 60%. He had chemotherapy for 6 months, and it was a really terrible, hard time for the family. I was in Connecticut, feeling that I should be closer to my daughter for moral support. He was going for scans every 3 months, and then 4 months, and now he goes every 6 months. So I sold my home, left my business with my partner, and moved here to help. So this summer, this is at Latigo Ranch, Make-A-Wish trip. And unfortunately, you can't see the other picture, I guess, because it's blocked. And there, he's absolutely horse crazy. So we went to Saddleback Ranch and took lessons there. Oh, this is my granddaughter with him. So Cam invited me to join Steamboat Sotheby's. And after taking the Colorado licensing test, I began my career here last December. It's just been a year, and then COVID hit in March. I did get to go home and visit my family Thanksgiving 2019, but due to COVID, I have not been back and I haven't seen the kids, but thankfully we have Zoom and FaceTime. I'm also on the staff at the Steamboat Arts Academy, where I teach high school students acting, singing lessons, and musical theater. I'm very excited and grateful to be in beautiful Steamboat Springs. I'm right here at Sotheby's here, where I've been making new friends, fun friends, where I'm learning to cross-country ski, and where I walk my poodle a few miles almost every day. I'm very grateful to Jillian for all of her help, friendship. Thank you. That's it.
Wow. You did such a great job. Does anybody have any questions for Margie before she disappears from the screen? Anyone? Paul?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask where are her Rwandan family now and how they're doing?
So they're in Smyrna, which is like an hour outside of Nashville. They have a much better life there. They had family and friends down there, and Bridgeport's very cold, and they lived in a really gross, they were on the third floor of a gross walk up. But thankfully it was like 11 minutes from my house, which is amazing. I was very lucky. They were right on the border. And so they have a nice townhouse down there, and there's 7 children, but the kids are getting older now. So the oldest daughter just got married and she moved to Indiana. And Emmanuel is working now, and the mom's working now. All the kids are, you know, speak English perfectly. So, but it's a much better life down there for them. Thanks for asking.
Margie, a couple of comments. I'm not sure if you're seeing them. Loretta says, wish you had some clips of the shows you were in. Can we Google that? Will we find them?
Everything I've done is packed in storage. Hopefully I'll be able to get my own place soon and get all my furniture and all my belongings, and I can show more things.
That'll be your next classification talk.
Oh, is there a second?
Then Tara said, great job, Margie. We're so lucky to have you. Larry said, great job, Margie. Karen Schneider said, thanks, Margie. Awesome presentation. PJ says, OMG, you're such a gifted artist and leader. Thank you for inspiring all of us. Nice work.
I have a question for you, Margie. This is Eric.
Who dat?
Ragusa.
Hi, Eric.
Hi. What is next? With everything that you can do and have done, I cannot wait to see what's up, what's going on in your mind. What are you going to do? What's next for your vision for our club? You're a powerhouse.
I have lots of things as soon as COVID's over, and we have another great president about to start. So we were talking about maybe doing a show with all the members. That would be a lot of fun. I would love to do that. I would be happy to do that. And of course, I'd love to get involved in the integrated community because I miss working with refugees so much. I love that. But I love working with high school students too. And, you know, I just have different passions, and selling homes so I can get my own place.
Good question.
President 2022, maybe?
Oh, thank you. Who said that? Who said that?
Heather Martin.
Well, at least if I was president, I wouldn't be running Follies at the same time. That was just insanity. But, you know, you have great people helping you, and that's the key, just the great people that help you.
Are they still doing Follies?
No, I did it for 13 years. When I left, you know, there was no way. But maybe we can figure out something similar. We'll work on it.
Margie, what was your favorite role to play?
I guess Annie and Annie Get Your Gun.
It's a good show.
It was so much fun, you know. But I think each role had its own, you know, fabulous part. But I love, you know, it's fun doing all those different roles and being different people. But that just somehow, that was just me. That part was just me.
Two more comments. Nice job, Margie. Fascinating, Margie. What a the first one was from Ange Patterson, and then fascinating, Margie. What a life. And then Heather Martin, that was Jim Group. And then Heather Martin said, incredible, way to go, Margie. Our community is so fortunate to have you.
I'm somewhat overwhelmed.
I know, doesn't it feel nice? This club loves hearing about everybody. And Lori says maybe she will sing to us every holiday. How about just every Tuesday? Thank you so much for giving your presentation today. I could have listened for a lot longer. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Paula Gregory is going to lead us in good news today.
Well, as everybody knows, we don't do fines in our club. Instead, we share good news, and all of the money collected goes to scholarships. And just as a note, today is National Hero Day, where you honor the people you look up to and who inspire you to be the best person you can possibly be. So I think that's a real good lead in for Thankuary, and hope everybody can think about who they want to say is their hero today. So I'm not sure how this works. I don't know how the hands go up or if anybody has any good news.
Can you see your private chat? Can you see the chat? Because Mark and I will shoot people to you in that as we see them.
Okay, then I can put the participants list up.
Oh, no.
Okay. I see Steve Jensen has your hand up.
Yes, I am happy because it was a great Christmas holiday, and then also my daughter just announced on the 27th that she got engaged, and she was here with us for Christmas, and then the day after Christmas she flew to Missouri to be with her boyfriend's family, and he surprised her, sort of a surprise, and proposed. And so we are happy about that. Put me down for $15.
Congratulations.
And of course, I'm happy to be a member of the club now. Is there any induction ceremony or anything? Gonna make me drink any foul concoctions or suck down any goldfish or anything like that?
That'll wait till I'm president, Steve. You missed out.
Okay.
Julian's going to be a lot more gentle with you.
Okay, we have Ellen.
Okay, $10 for Margie's amazing past and awesome future. How lucky we are that we get to share that with you. And I want you to give us the definitive answer. Do you want to be Marge or Margie? Because you said to me, I don't care, but we care. Which one?
I don't care.
That's okay, whatever, we'll do both.
Okay, Susie Wilkinson.
Hello, everyone.
Hands up.
That was
There
great
she
to
goes.
hear about your past, and welcome to the club. And my good news is that my husband, who has been a captain on the Steamboat Fire Department, just got promoted to the deputy chief. And we're really excited. It's going to be a big change for our family, going from a shift job to a 9-to-5 job, but very excited, very proud of him.
Oh, that's great, Susie.
Looks like Holly's got her hand up.
Holly.
Steve, we will have a actual induction for you. It's just that with holidays and all this craziness, we didn't quite get it together.
That's fine.
But we will have an induction sometime in the future for you. And I just wanted to say Happy New Year to everyone. Put me down for $10.
Thanks, Holly. Okay, Heather.
Yes, hi. Okay, so put me down for $20, Ange. Loretta, first of all, I want to say thank you for that touching story. I love that so much. Transparency and integrity, really cool story. Margie, thank you for your classification talk. We're so excited to have you. Since it's my hero day, I would like to think about my dad today because my dad has always been encouraging me to do things that I wouldn't normally do and face fears and win the West, as he would say. And so we were fortunate enough to go visit him in Tucson over Christmas. And he has flown this little powered parachute thing for, I don't know, 20 years or something like that. And I have been a passenger for 20 years. But this weekend, I decided to become a pilot of the powered parachute. And so an official pilot, or, an unofficial pilot, I don't know what it is. But anyway, I got to experience flight in the pilot seat. It was so fun. My oldest, Andrew, who's 24, also got to. And it was just an experience like I've never experienced.
That sounds scary, actually.
It was terrifying. I was scared the entire time.
Heather, you showed the takeoff, but you didn't show how it landed. I saw it on Facebook. It was awesome, but I couldn't figure out how you landed.
I couldn't either. I don't know how I got down.
Are you going to start buzzing the neighborhood now, Heather?
Yes, I am, Carl, and someday I'll get good enough to take you for a ride.
Oh. Okay, PJ, did you have your hand up at one point?
Yeah, I did. Marge, that was unbelievable. Put me down for $10. And isn't it always amazing how gifted our members are and how amazing and the amazing lives they've had and what they've contributed? That was awesome. And Steve, I think Jillian's keeping a secret. The Yampa River jump, I think that's coming up in January, Jillian, for our new members. Okay, well, I'll let you keep that a secret. I don't want to give it away. And then
you're leading that committee, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like a baptism,
That's a jump in the cold water of the Yampa River.
Yeah, it's a annual tradition.
Only if you can't make it all the way over. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, you just walk on the ice. It's really not that hard.
No powered parachutes allowed, though.
Right. And I want to brag a little bit about my bride. My youngest son's still in town. Sorry, Steve Senior. My bride offered to take us up to the ski area this morning. So we bypassed the Gandhi, went up to Thunderhead. We got there at 10 till 9. There was a line, but we kind of got ahead of it. We got up to Bar UE and lapped Bar UE. And I saw the pictures from the Gandhi. I saw the pictures. Thunderhead was backed up all the way up the hill. And they opened up Flying Z, which had not been open yet. And it's just one of those things when you're with your 21-year-old son, you don't get to see him very much. He's a senior at CU. It's just one of those magical mornings of, everything went right. And thankfully, neither of us broke our legs, but it was pretty deep up there. So there's a lot of people up there. And the secret sauce is if you can get up to Thunderhead via a ride, that's the way to go. So cheers to our young kids. It's good stuff.
I saw the lines at the gondola on the Facebook today. That's just crazy.
It was clear out to the road.
Eric Rubisa.
All right, I just put the final coat on the display, so it's going to be ready to go to Jillian and her company tomorrow with their laser to engrave it. My lunch break is over. That's that little display there, so that'll be pretty cool to put up there. And then it was special up there today. I also got to do a little skiing. My time was tight, so I got up super early and hiked to the top and changed my clothes so I wouldn't freeze to death, and skied a couple runs. And my son also got dropped off by Samantha. She is a rock star. And actually, I have a funny story about that. So my 14-year-old son, Jace, is a pretty good kid, but he had to be taught a lesson today. He was a little grumpy and not very appreciative of his mother dropping him off at Thunderhead today. So on the bright side, he got up there. He was in great spirits by the time he arrived, and I got a couple runs with him. On the downside, he just texted about 20 minutes ago. Let me read you guys this text. This is how Rabisa's parent, in case anybody wants to hear. He said, "There's no please or thank you here, by the way. Can anyone pick me up? 30 minutes, ? Samantha replied, "Please and thank you go a long way." There's a bus that will take you downtown. Then you can walk up the path home, period. That's the reply. And I cannot wait to get home tonight. My wife is awesome, and I think he will figure it out. He's a pretty smart kid. So that is life. I've had a great day already. And that, Margie, that was a terrific, inspiring classification talk. And it's good to see all your faces out there.
We've got a couple contributions in the comments too, Paula. Loretta put me in for $10 to celebrate Margie and the new year. And then Carol, nice job, Margie. You have had quite the career in several ways. Put me down for $10, have to leave the meeting early. A lot of Margie love, and it looks like Mike Nelson has his hand up while I'm going.
Okay, Mike.
Hey everyone, happy holidays, happy New Year, Merry Christmas. I'm going to put down 20 for me. I've missed way too many Tuesday meetings. I'm kind of upset with my team for scheduling Tuesday noon meetings. They don't work out very good for me. But I'm doing my best to get here when I can. And I just wanted to say thanks, Marjorie, for that presentation, and happy holidays to everybody.
Thanks, Mike. Paul?
Yeah, Eric reminded me of an incident I had with my son that is very similar and a little more dramatic, actually. As you know, we lived in Switzerland for about 7.5 years. And our son, when he got high school age, he didn't want to go to the international school. So he ended up going to boarding school in England, in south of London, about maybe 50 miles south. Anyway, his last week before he was finishing his O-levels, the last day he was there, he went out with some friends and they had a little bit too much alcohol. Anyway, he had a train the next morning to go to London and catch a flight from Heathrow to Geneva. Well, he didn't get up. And we got a call from his advisor saying, Alex missed his train and he's going to miss his flight. And I said, well, have Alex call us and we'll talk to him. So he called, and I must say that I was a little more lenient, but my wife, Mei Ling, you all know, said, no, this does not work. He needs to understand what the penalty is for doing something like this. So she got on the phone and said, well, we're really sorry to hear about this, Alex. We'll be glad to see you when you get home. So he did find his way to London. He missed his flight. He found a friend that he could spend the night with. The airline wouldn't change his ticket, so he needed to get another $150 or something. So he and his friend got a gig in a commercial. He made some money, got his ticket, and flew home. And we were said, oh, we're glad you made it. So I think that kids need to understand that, sometimes there are consequences to actions. Anyway, put me down for $20 for that one. I took a little more time than I should have.
Yeah, maybe we should be calling this Parent Appreciation Day, Thanks, Paul. Okay, anybody else?
John Holloway's waving around.
Okay, John.
Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? Ange put me down for 20 bucks if you wouldn't mind. I got a whole bunch of good news. I had to make myself a list. First thing is Buffs are headed to the Alamo Bowl, and for us Buff fans, that's a good thing. Also, Melissa Gibson wasn't able to attend today, so I told her I'd throw in $5 for her, so better make that 25, Ange. Thank you. I also heard that Carl and Mary were sponsors on NPR yesterday. I listened to that all the time, and it was fun to hear somebody that I actually knew their name. So congratulations to Carl and Mary. Let's see, my hero is my dad. I bet many of us, our parents are our heroes, but I always think of my dad when I think of heroes. Marge, your presentation was awesome. I look forward to sharing with you some of my good times on Broadway as a young kid, not as an actor by any means, but as a participant. And then I wanted to say the Rotary Follow a Lot, was that the coolest thing ever? Whose ever idea that was? It was home run city. I thought that was just absolutely the best, really. And last but not least, make me cry, but my wife got a vaccine today, so I'm happy. Thanks.
Okay, Angela, did you have your hand up at one point?
Yes, I did. I always try to go toward the end. I'm just putting $15 in because my daughter turned 15 yesterday. I can't believe I have a 15 and 16-year-old. But I had a great day. We did a little shopping and played some games and watched a great movie, Hacksaw Ridge, if anybody is looking for a good movie. It's a war movie, but she really wanted to watch it. And it was inspiring. So that's it.
Oh, happy birthday. Paula Black, did you have your hand up?
No, but you can put me in for $10.
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm happy to contribute. I could not believe the lines today. I rarely go up between Christmas and the first of the year just because there's so many people here always. And this morning I woke up at 6 to do my deck and my driveway and thought, well, if you went up really early, and then I went, no. And I am so glad I decided to leave my exercise to shoveling. And happy New Year and healthy and hopeful New Year to everybody.
I'm going to have to throw in 10 now too, because I'm the one who told Paula that I thought Paula's hand was up. And I just feel guilty. Paula, I also chose to clear the driveway today instead of going up. And then we were talking about getting my daughter up there, and Dana got into work and said, if you go, bring her up Thunderhead. But it sounds like, PJ, it sounds like there was a line going up the road there anyway.
Yeah, it was like a carpool line. It's unbelievable.
So yeah, I'm glad I got a split board this year. It sounds like the lines aren't going to be very tolerable for a while. So I'm going to have to learn how to use that and start getting some exercise early in the morning. That's all. I didn't really have anything to add. I just felt bad that Paula had to throw in because I called.
Well, I'd like to put in $20, Ange. Thinking about for my heroes, I am just so impressed by this Rotary Club. You guys are such a great group to be a part of. I feel very fortunate. There's so much that this group is doing at the individual and as a group level. So just want to put in some money for that and say thank you. And Margie, that was a great presentation. I really enjoyed that. So, okay, anybody else?
I will go. Oh, is somebody else?
No, I was just saying I don't see any hands waving.
Okay.
Oh, Jim Moylan, weren't you going to do something in good news today?
Yes, I was waiting till the end. If you will recall, Margie came out a couple years ago in the spring, summer before to check the place out, Steamboat, check it out before she moved here. And we were meeting at the Grand, and I was exiting the men's room after the meeting, and she was exiting the ladies' room. And I said, "Didn't you say you were from Connecticut?" And she said, "Yeah." We started talking. And it turned out that just fast forward on this. I said, "What's your maiden name?" She said it was Marge Krasner. I said, "Krasner? I used to work for Mr. Krasner. He used to own the Bel Air Country Club, and I was a caddy there for a couple of years. And then I worked in the pro shop for a couple of years. Is that your dad?" It's just, yeah. Where'd you grow up? I grew up in Armonk, right across the street from the Bel Air Country Club in Wimble Farms. And that was my first introduction to Margie. And as I told Jillian this story via email yesterday, and I said, it's the old small world department, but again, I wouldn't want to paint it. So that's why I met Margie, and welcome you here, and thank you for a great presentation. And I'll go in for $20.
Excellent.
Can I throw in another little bit?
Always.
I'm going to throw in 29 bucks. It's my baby's birthday, Coleman's, who obviously has the new baby, my grandchild. And Tara, thanks for reminding me about his birthday today.
You can tell you're a grandpa now because you don't remember your kid's birthday. You only focus on your grandchild's birthday.
Really? So put me in for another 29 bucks there. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Paula. That was great.
I'll do one more.
Oh, good.
I wasn't going to say this, but we just got home from 5 great days in Mexico, and it was so refreshing to be able to go see live music and go to restaurants, and everything was open. It was very safe. The hand sanitizer, the masks, whatever, the great weather. But I'm going to put in $14, odd amount, because that was our food and alcohol bill when we checked out of 5 days of the JW Marriott for 3 people.
Wow. I think my breakfast costs more than that today. I'm gonna put in $20 also. My first little bit of it would go to Linnea, because we always used to work out together, but when COVID hit, I took that opportunity to quit working out. And Jim Grew gave me a hard time, and Linnea would call me or text me or shoot me messages here and there and say, come back, we miss you, I want you to come back, let's work out together. All these positive things that were just enough to get me back in gear. So I'm in a little pain right now, but I'm glad to be doing something physical, because it's really easy for me to fall out of physical activity. And then, of course, the rest of my good news money is because I still have nephews here and we are having a blast. We had a great Christmas. We did some backcountry, and all of our, we were such rookies, and all of our stuff failed, and everybody kept the best attitude except Mike. Mike had a bad attitude, but all the kids had a great attitude. And there's just so much laughter and so much fun, and it feels so great to have them here. And then my last little bit is that my mom's birthday was 2 days ago, and it's been a really hard month. My dad's birthday was earlier this month, Christmas, and her birthday, and we went on a walk and got a pedicure. But my favorite part was I gave a journal to her that we had mailed around the country to people that were part of my parents' life from before they were married until people they met here. And somehow we pulled it off. It went to, 8 different states and about 20 different families. And she had no idea it was coming. And so we sat around and ate dinner the other night, and we all read stories out of it. And it was so much fun, but it was also so healing. And I think it was kind of she said, this was the best birthday ever. And I'm like, I don't know how that could be, but I guess that was a good gift. So I'm really glad for 2020 to be over, and hopefully everything look a little brighter in this next few days. I think if nobody else is going to do good news, we can talk about next week. We have Kimberly Ward, Stacy Fain's sister, and she is going to give a presentation on her 2-year sailing in the Caribbean cruisers. And then our next board meeting coming up is January 11th. Good news, it was $323, and Philip Bolin has already volunteered to do next week's good news, which I love when you reach out and volunteer. And then I think we'll keep it open for a little while. It's a little before 1, so we're ahead of schedule, and we can stay on and chit chat for a little for anybody who wants to have a little fellowship. Thanks everybody for being here. Happy New Year.